When I first laid my eyes on Madalina Cojocari's picture, it was an instant connection. Perhaps it was she bears a striking resemblance to my own niece, or maybe it is something else altogether. Whatever the reason is, I've been following her case since the moment the news reported her missing here in North Carolina. Even though we don't know all the details, there's one thing for sure. She has touched the hearts of so many, and that number grows every day that passes. So join me as we take a deeper look into the mysterious disappearance of Madalina and uncovering the facts behind the case. January 23rd marked 2 months since the day that Madalina supposedly disappeared. 2 months since her mother claims she last saw her on her way to bed on the night of November 23rd. Madalina, an 11-year-old girl from Cornelius, North Carolina, vanished without a trace. However, the mother, Diana, didn't report her missing the morning of the 24th when she walked into her room and discovered she was gone. That isn't even the strangest part of this case. It's that it was 22 days later before the report would be made. The facts of the case are limited, but there is still enough for us to say that Madalina is still missing and has not been found and brought home safe. Cornelius Police Department is still working this case with the help of the local FBI and SBI. A community where these things just don't happen has come together to make sure her face is spread all over the town, even on social media. Social media is covering this case. There are Facebook groups with a large following. Twitter users are sharing the word, and YouTubers are helping share videos like these, telling this young girl's story. Join me as I walk you through the timeline and facts and hope someone, somewhere, knows where Madalina is and will bring her home. Madalina's disappearance has been a mystery since the day she went missing. We have been trying to piece together the timeline of events surrounding her disappearance in order to get some clues as to what happened. In this episode, we will look at the timeline of events leading up to Madalina's disappearance and discuss things that could help us uncover more information about her case. With the investigation of Madalina Cojocari's disappearance from Cornelius, North Carolina, being a complex one, recent arrest records give us insight into the events that occurred before she went missing. According to a 6th grade school counselor at Bailey Middle School in Cornelius, North Carolina, Madalina Cojocari's last day at school was November 21st, 2022. The school counselor informed the authorities. Video later was released by the FBI on December 20th, confirming that she was seen leaving her school bus at 4:59 p.m. on November 21st. When looking at the arrest sheet, it should be noted Diana had conflicting stories. As stated in the arrest record, Diana initially reported that she had seen her daughter Madalina at noon the day of November 22nd. However, she then changed her statement to say that she had actually last seen her on November 23rd at 10 p.m. According to Diana Cojocari, she saw Madalina at home on the night of her disappearance before she went to sleep at 10 p.m. Additionally, Diana informed the police that she and Christopher had had an argument that same evening. However, it should be noted that in that same arrest record, that Christopher had left town on November 23rd for a trip to Michigan. It was noted in Christopher Palmiter's arrest record that he mentioned he had gone to Michigan on the day of the 23rd for some possessions. He also added to the police that he hadn't seen Madalina for a week before this. With that information, it would give us an approximate date of November 16th. In her statement to the police, Diana claimed that on November 24th at 11:30 a.m., she went into Madalina's room and noticed that she was gone. In that moment, she did not call her husband to ask if he had taken Madalina with him on the trip to Michigan. Instead, she waited until he returned on November 26th. When Christopher Palmiter arrived home the evening of the 26th, he asked Diana about Madalina's whereabouts. Diana didn't have an answer, so Christopher also said he had no idea where she was. Both of them allegedly blamed each other for concealing Madalina from them. Neither reports her missing at this time. Christopher does tell authorities he asked Diana many times where Madalina was over the following weeks, but neither still knew where she was. The staff at Bailey Middle School started to become aware of certain warning signs. So on December 12th of 2022, Officer Nobles and Miss Lampkin from Bailey Middle School had visited Madalina's home in order to discuss her truancy since November 21st. Unfortunately, they were not able to reach any family members and left a truancy packet outside the door. On December 14th, the 6th grade school counselor invited Diana Cojocari to talk about Madalina's situation. They discussed Madalina's recent absences, and Diana agreed to bring Madalina to school the following day. On December 15th of 2022, Diana Cojocari arrives at the school without Madalina, prompting the school counselor to bring in a resource officer. Diana shares that the last time she saw her daughter was on November 22nd at noon. According to the timeline given by law enforcement, Cornelius Police Department issued a search warrant for the Cojocari home also on December 15th. On December 16th of 2022, the Cornelius Police have obtained a search warrant to investigate Madalina's home. They are authorized to look for electronic devices, articles of clothing, weapons, financial documents, bodily fluids, hair, and fibers that could indicate the presence of criminal activity. The FBI also confirmed that on December 16th that they had joined in the assistance in the search for Madalina, providing their resources to the investigation. On December 17th, 2022, Cornelius Police Department announced Christopher Palmiter had been arrested. Diana Cojocari is arrested later that day. On December 19th, Christopher Palmiter appears in court for his first appearance. His bond is increased from $100,000 to $200,000. On December 19th of 2022, the search area for Madalina had been expanded to encompass Lake Cornelius. On December 2022, Diana was in court for the first time, and the judge raised her bail amount to $250,000 from $100,000, and if bond was met, would be issued an electronic monitor system. On December 21st of 2022, Cornelius police authorities obtained another search warrant to look for more items at Madalina's family's home. On December 22nd, Cornelius Police Department shared a handwritten note to the public from Madalina's family conveying their deep worry about her sudden disappearance and hopes she will be returned home safe soon. On January 6th, Cornelius Police Department had put out a call for assistance from the public. They were looking for any information regarding Cojocari or a light green Toyota Prius that might have been seen between Mecklenburg and Madison County between November 22nd and December 15th, in hopes of narrowing down the time frame of their daughter's disappearance. On January 10th, law enforcement personnel from the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations, the Cornelius Police Department, and the Madison County Sheriff's Office conducted a search operation in Reverie Community, Burton Cove Road, in Madison County. Law enforcement sources told news channels that a Madison County Sheriff's Office deputy came in contact with Madalina's mother, Madalina Cojocari, on U.S. Highway 25 near Lonesome Mountain Road. We still do not know if an exact timeline has been determined. Diana Cojocari had a court hearing scheduled on the 9th of January, and Chris's court date was scheduled for the 19th of January, and both hearings were probable cause proceedings, but both were canceled and have been moved to a later date. Christopher and Diana have both now been indicted into a grand jury for failure to report a child missing, thanks to Kaylee's Law. According to this law, a child is considered missing when the parent or guardian has not been able to contact them or know their whereabouts for a period of 24 hours. This is a Class 1 felony that is punishable by up to 1 year in a prison. As the search for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari persists, this is just a comprehensive overview of the timeline we have been given. There has been much discussion about Madalina's disappearance and the theories surrounding it, but people are eager to find out what really happened and are hopeful to locate her soon. The recent disappearance of Madalina has caused much speculation and discussion amongst the public. People are desperate to find out what happened to her and are hopeful that the truth will be revealed soon. With so many theories circulating, it can be difficult to determine which ones are true and which ones are false. However, it is important to remember that Madalina's family deserves those answers and justice, and they are waiting patiently for answers, even if their own family members are to blame for her disappearance. Madalina's disappearance is a tragic and unsolved mystery that has left her family and community searching for answers. Despite the efforts of law enforcement and private investigators, her case remains unsolved. The lack of closure for those affected by Madalina's disappearance is heartbreaking, as they are left with more questions than answers. As time passes, more and more people become aware of Madalina's disappearance and are eager to find out what happened. Her beloved face remains in the hearts of all of those who have come to love her. Madalina's story has inspired many people to never give up and to fight to find the truth. Madalina will continue to change the hearts of those around the world with her story and her infectious smile.